But look, I was shocked with David Moyes' experience in the EPL and the way he's known to protect Leeds over the years. I'll be shocked if Brighton can find a way through. There's always a defensive line cover.
And it's something that surprised me about Brighton lately. Like, and Graham Potter. Funny enough, when Potter was there, their team was noted for being a good defensive unit. Then now Potter leaves, and his teams can't defend for anything. And Brighton too seems to be going backwards when it comes to keeping goals out. It's just a funny observation, because I thought Potter's Brighton team was pretty hard to break down, but now I've not seen that in his other team since he left Brighton.
I actually don't see Fabian Hessler as tactically flexible. I don't know if you guys said he.
Well,
I find him very expansive most times.
Look, that's the sort of manager he is.
Okay.
So he needs players that will allow him, like every other manager, to play that expansive football. And the point I'm making is that any manager who is very, very expansive, you need to have a solid midfield. Because 80% of the game is concentrated there. So as you want to entertain, as you want to be overly expressive, when your midfield is not what it should be, it's going to be a worry. This man, look at the way he's looking on the touchline. Very disturbed. Very, very disturbed, because the one that he's counting on is telling you per his body language, I don't want to be here. Just take the money. There's 7 days you can go and replace. How long did it take them to replace Caicedo? 2 days. They collect the money in 2 days time. They brought Baleba. We just said, take the money 1 day time. We can lead you to even replace whoever you want. You understand the point I'm making? But having said that, I think Everton are solid defensively. They've done so well. Watch them. Mitoma and Co. Look, there is a proper defensive line cover. You see, proper. Is that a penalty?
Well, I think the ball went into his face.
I think that's a penalty. He's given it.
Yeah.
Oh, but VAR would have to come.
So there's a review from VAR to see.
Let's look at it.
Was that a touch?
I was thinking the ball went.
That's coach's favorite player.
Juice Buhol because Zuku.
Come on, champion midfield.
So while we're waiting, let me just give our viewers, our listeners, a quick update, or
penalty.
Just bring them up to. Is a penalty?
That will be given if it's reviewed, because
it will be hard, but it would definitely be given, because his hand was out
Let me
of.
see.
Okay. It was out of.
They're not shooting.
Not in a natural position.
Not in a natural position.
No, but the way they are showing it, you can't even see it clearly. I think they've given it.
They most probably will give it.
Well,
are they asking him to go and have a look at it again?
Let me bring up to speed our listeners the starting 11 for Brighton. So they started with Pickford in post. Ghana, there is Michael Keane partnering James Tarkowski, O'Brien, Idrissa Gana Gay, and also Oria Bunam. There is Ndiaye, Gisbihor, Grealish, and Barry leading the attack for Everton. Well, for Brighton and Hove Albion, they've got Verbruggen in post. The back four of Wifa, Van Herky, Dunk, and De Kuyper, Ayari, Baleba, Yakuba Minte, O'Reilly, Mitoma, and Danny Welbeck. So that's it. So it's a penalty for Brighton, 76 minutes. Everton with a 2-goal lead. And Brighton. Teddy, you were talking about... I was asking you about the... Ndiaye. Yeah. What are your thoughts about him, though?
He missed the penalty.
Okay. Now, wait, before we get to that, we need to talk about Welbeck.
What?
Like,
before that, there was a chance.
Don't do that to Nick Babu.
No. Nick Babu did not come for this summer. So look at this.
What's that?
Look at this.
That's a really weak penalty.
What? He's not a serious player.
That's
How
a
old
really
is Danny
weak
Welbeck
penalty.
now?
Welbeck is 36, 37.
No wonder. I mean, the appetite is gone. What?
Oh no, I don't. That's unfair.
No, but you are down 2-0.
Yeah,
70-something minutes. Is that the way to play a penalty?
That's definitely an abysmal penalty.
Very, very bad.
I don't think we can write off all his good work because of this bad.
Ben will tell you that if you put him in that position, you do better.
36 years. What do you expect?
He's 34 actually.
I mean, the truth is, like you're saying, I mean, crunch time 2-0, put me up at the spot. Come on. I'm money from the penalty spot. I'm surprised Danny Welbeck has missed that penalty, but I feel like generally Brighton have a lot of questions to answer this season. I heard Fabian Hezela speak a couple of times before the campaign started about how he isn't too worried about losing big names or continuing to lose players, and this is the type of test that they will have to endure. If you are down 2-0 to Everton on match day 2 already, and you are missing penalties, I don't want to preempt anything that's going to happen, but I always say that as much as the season properly starts, let's say around game week 10, look, there will be signs. If you have championship DNA in your system, there will be signs. If you have
like Leeds United,
if you have relegation symptoms in your system, there will be signs. If you have symptoms of instability in your team, there will be signs. So I am a little skeptical about Brighton. I think they've lost a lot of quality. A lot of the money they spent on players last season, those guys didn't wow anybody. They didn't take the team to the next level, and that's what you want your team to be able to do when you spend big money, especially when you're at Brighton. I've been on a tirade in the last 2 weeks about how mid-level teams in the Premier League are continuously spending money on players who are not giving them results. So Brighton will need their big signings to give them results, i.e. Yankuba Minteh in your shot. He showed glimpses of what he could do last season, but they will need more than glimpses. And then you can talk about the lefty central midfielder. I've forgotten his name. I think his name is O'Neill or O'Brien. O'Reilly. Good. O'Reilly. Big money signing, over 25 million, I believe, from the Scottish Premier League. So he will have to show them something. I mean, I'm not going to judge you purely on your goals and assists because you're a central midfielder, but you are going to have to stamp your authority on the game, and I'm not seeing that from them so far. It looks like Everton will see this one home and dry, and that is typical David Moyes. Stability at its peak, i.e. some team felt like they were better than David Moyes and they could do better than David Moyes, and we are seeing what it is looking like to begin the campaign. They are one of the teams I'm talking about. There will be signs. So just as a way of
it will be very, very funny, right, to go back to the championship when you started the season at your new home ground. Well, just someone would say, like, your first day in a new school, you would probably want to start. I just saw this stat about teams who move from their old grounds to their new grounds, how they struggle. Spurs were in that conversation, Sunderland, Everton were there, and a few other teams though who moved from their old grounds, and they actually struggled to put up the kind of form we saw, I mean, in their their previous grounds. I just hope that that's Everton changed that narrative. But elsewhere at the Selhurst Park is 80 minutes played. Crystal Palace 1, Nottingham Forest also 1. And let me just bring viewers up to speed with the lineup for those two teams. For Palace, they start with Henderson in post, a back three of Gehi, Lacroix, Richardson, midfield for Mitchell, Hughes, Watson, front three of Devini, Jean-Philippe Mateta, and Ismail Assar. Assar actually got a goal for Palace. For Nottingham Forest, Marcels is in post, Ola Aina, Milenkovic, Murillo, Nico Williams playing as the left back today, Anderson, Sangari, Ndoye, Morgan Gibbs White, Callum Hudson-Odoi, he scored a goal for Forest, and there's Chris Wood leading the attack for Forest. Adam, there's been this. Over the weekend, I think someone on Friday or Thursday, we saw this back and forth with the Forest owner, Evangelist Marinakis, and also the coach Nuno Espirito Santo. Marinakis saying all sorts of things about how he fancies Postecoglou's style of play. And Nuno comes to the press conference. He was asked that question, tried to be a bit diplomatic and that kind of stuff. Were you surprised with that, especially on the back of what Forest had done in the previous season?
I don't think they ended their relationship in the best place the previous season. I don't know if you quite remember. I think their last game of the season, Marinakis came onto the pitch.
The one they bought with the Champions League.
Yeah, and he was openly upset about something. He didn't go into details of the conversation when he was asked about it, but it's very clear that the attention's there and everything is not smooth when it comes to their relationship. He did say that as compared to last season, when I listened to his interview, prior to this game. He did say that's compared to last season. If he and the owner were speaking every day to every other day, is drastically reduced. So their relationship is definitely in the same place. And if the manager has come out and is openly saying something like that, I feel like Kesia said in his previous submission, there will be signs. There's no smoke without fire.
Yeah.
If signs like that are coming, then maybe the owners are considering replacing him, and he too is just. I feel like he's just going ahead of what the owners are rumored to be planning on doing. Because there are rumors out there that they are seeking to replace him with Postecoglou. So if you replace me, I might as well just oust myself. So I think that's what he was doing. But let's see how that develops. I think it would be too premature to let Nuno go. I think he did a great job last season. They were just a bit unfortunate not to make it into the Champions League. But I can understand where the owner comes from. When you make investments like that, sometimes you want to see the returns on those investments. If you qualify for the Champions League, there's a lot of money that comes with it, and it kind of balances out those monies you spent on the squad. So I can understand the owner there, but I feel like he should have a bit of patience with Nuno. Nuno is a fantastic coach, and with the kind of players that Forest have now, if you bring a manager like Postecoglou, you pretty much have to change the dynamics of the team. And that means letting a lot of players go and bring in
champagne football.
Yeah, it's and trust me, I don't think the Forest fans are ready for that kind of roller coaster. If you have a coach like Ange, I'm sure they are used to the stability they have. They can get 2 goals and they know that they'll see it out to the end of the game. They can go to some grounds where they normally won't get points and pick a draw, or even sneak a win like they did at Anfield last season. So I think they should just be a bit patient with Nuno.
Well, you can join the conversation via the WhatsApp line 0549969996. You're also live on YouTube, City Sports JHA Channel 1 TV as well, and live on TV on Channel 1 TV. I'm Gabriel. We're in studio with Coach Christopher Nimley, Benjamin Nketia, Sedinam Edmond, Kelvin Edem Kai. It's match day 2, just trying to break down what's happening in the English Premier League match day 2. For Palace, if it ends this way, it means they're still in search for their first 3 points, because they played out a goalless draw with Chelsea. And for on the part of Forest, they'll also be looking to start really well after that finished from last season. So let's see what happens. Then let me take you to the other game where just about 85 minutes, still Everton leading that game between Everton and Brighton and Hove Albion. It's Everton 2, Brighton 0. And Sedi, you were talking about Elimani Diaya. I've just seen this beautiful stats. I mean, just like we said, I asked Coach that question. The last goal he scored at the Goodison Park, and also the first ever competitive at Everton's new home grounds. Most duels won 6, most successful take-ons 3, most fouls won 2, most shots on target 2, most goals 1. I mean, just at the that grounds. I look at Everton's squad. I think he's together with some other players. Idrissa Gana Gueye. These are some of the players that Moyes would rely on them this season if they want to stay afloat in the Premier League. What are your thoughts about the Senegalese?
Well, for me, last season he was one of the main reasons why they managed to have that particular run and stayed up in the league, together with the man who has left the club, Dakore. Both of them actually, they held the club down. But now it looks like it's all going to be on him. In this game, when he started, he was playing as sort of a false 9 in a David Moyes system, which for me is strange, because playing him there would mean you are depriving him of certain qualities that he brings to bear. I understand Moyes wants to also accommodate the likes of Grealish in the team, but Beto.
Charlie Jaglish get assist to you have to say it.
No. He has an assist.
Do you see the chance Beto just missed? Do you see the chance Beto just missed? He should question himself.
I was about to get to him and bring him into the conversation that he needs to pick it up.
Was he offside?
No, he was nowhere near offside.
He missed the sin. He was offside.
You see, a player like this needs to step up. Now you don't have what's his name?
Who?
Kelvin. What? I'm forgetting his name.
For Everton.
Yeah, their striker who left. the Englishman who left, I'm just forgetting his name, but Beto actually needs to step up so that you're able now to accommodate
Calvert-Lewin.
Dominic Calvert-Lewin.
I think he's gone to where?
He's gone to Leeds.
Yeah.
He left on a free transfer.
Yeah, injury prone. He's going to take that there. We wish him all the best. But Beto needs to step up so that with Beto, Grealish, you've got Barry, and then you've got
Charlie, there's no step up coming again. The guy, I've watched him. This was his second season.
His second and half
Oh,
season.
Charlie, there's no step
out there.
No, but I mean,
striker not Nyadi.
Oh no, but you say that. I think it's a big.
No, I'm not being harsh.
Yesterday, you said yourself. No, you said yourself. No,
I know Coach Ubaka.
I understand.
I can't defend him. Let me tell you something.
I can't defend him.
If I'm a scout, right, sporting director, coach, whatever, all I needed to do was see how he handled that short sequence.
And you move away.
Look at that first touch, poor, extremely clumsy turn. Like his waist is clunky. He can't turn properly, and then he just balloons the ball without even raising his head. Everything is just wrong with. Like the whole sequence, the mechanics, the flow
the
of
movement and everything.
Everything is wrong. And I feel like these are the things I was talking about. If you are an Everton football club, look, Everton was built on shrewd scouting, hard work, and proper, tactical management. That's what David Moyes was famous for in his first season. Look, there are so many legends from his first era at Everton. Phil Jagielka, Leighton Baines. Do you remember Leighton Baines?
Yes.
Dead ball expert. There was
I think he's part of the coaching staff now.
He's
the
assistant.
Rooney before he went to Man United.
David Moyes is a fantastic manager. These players were bought before he took over the job again. I have a strong feeling that if Beto continues to go on this trajectory,
he'll be shown the exit.
He will definitely see the exit. David Moyes will bring in one of his more trusted Irish, Welsh, Scottish players. They might not give you 20 goals a season, but they will be more efficient with chances in front of goal. You look at a guy like Chris Wood, not the most fancy name out there, but look at the stuff he's doing for his team.
That's the most efficient thing.
That's what I'm saying. You need players to be efficient. If you cost 25 million upwards from Udinese and you are Portuguese, bruh, come on, you can't be doing
that. Guys, there's a bit of a breaking news, yeah. I'm sure Coach will be on the part of Manchester United. Benjamin Sesko starts on the bench for the second time in a row after United paid what?
No, but what is the problem?
£73 million.
No, it's a system coaching thing.
Okay.
He's just had one proper week with the system, so there's no need to panic. He's on the bench, so he can always be given a call.
It's a slow integration,
It's
so you support it from Ruben Amorim.
I support it. Obviously, the position is his. Eventually, it will become his. But what you don't want to do is to throw him out there when he is still struggling to understand the fundamentals, the basics of the system. And then he goes. He's always better when you bring in a new player like that. Because don't forget, you see, he's going to be at the end of the move.
Okay.
So his off-the-ball movement should allow him to go and finish. Okay? Man United's biggest problem is not with playing him, is the fact that they don't have legs in midfield. That is why you see Mason Mount being put in there to complement the midfield.
Okay.
The Fulham game is a very difficult game to navigate. If you go straight with the striker like that from the beginning and you lose hold of the game, it's going to be difficult to come back. Okay? He's virtually told the guys who played against Arsenal that you guys made me very proud. Go and repeat a similar performance.
Okay.
That's the team out there, isn't it?
Yes.
The same style.
I think we should get into it. Just to give us
every coach would do that.
Okay.
I would have done that.
Just hold on for me. Let me just bring our viewers up to speed with the starting 11 for that game. It's Fulham taking on Manchester United at the Craven Cottage. So let me see. Okay. So Fulham starts in a 4-2-3-1 formation. There's Ben Leno, a back four of Castagne, Calvin Bassey, Anderson, and Tete. Midfield two of Lukic and Sanderberg. Iwobi, Kin, Sassignon, and Muniz leading the attack. For United, it's a 3-4-2-1. No. Okay. It's supposed to be... Okay, so that's... what's his name? Andrew Onana starting in post for United.
Onana.
Yeah, Onana is back after Bayinder's shenanigans from...
The look at them, or their days are seriously numbered. Very soon they will be out because by tomorrow Lamens will be announced.
Hold on, let me disrupt you for a second. Today I'm happy that I'm sitting beside my good friend. It's not happening in a very long time. But I want to let him know that I remember when you were over the moon over the long range passes
inside, but we don't see those
60 yards.
If 60 yards, if you are noted for something, you come and you don't do it.
Okay, wait.
He was.
There's an update. It's actually Binder starting. Onana is on the bench.
Okay.
Onana is on the bench. Yeah. So
logically, the coach is sending a message to him.
So Onana is
Lamens
is coming. So Onana is Shesko starting on the bench.
Yes.
So the starting 11 actually is Binder. He's starting. So a battery of Euro, Dillet, Luke Shaw, Ahmad, Casemiro, Fernandes, Patrick Dogu, Matthias Cunha, Brian Mbeumo, and Mason Mount.
Yes. So you see. This is what the coach has done. He's virtually stuck with the same team from last week.
But why not Onana? Why after?
Look, sources are saying that
he's falling out.
Ruben, no, he's not falling out. He likes Onana as a good personality to have in the dressing room and all that. But Onana is actually not his type of goalkeeper.
In what sense?
I don't know.
What does Amorim want from the goalkeeper? Somebody comfortable with the feet?
Somebody who is naturally a goalkeeper, not necessarily comfortable with his feet.
Okay.
Because if you go to his days at Sporting Lisbon, the goalkeeper there was very good with his feet, but he could play the role of a goalkeeper. You understand that?
Okay.
What is a goalkeeper?
Yeah.
You stop the ball from entering the head.
Yeah, that's it.
Fundamental. Every other thing is an advantage. You understand? Is he happy with the manner in which Onana stops the ball? No. Is he happy with the manner in which Bayende would? No. But at the end of the day, those are the two he's got. He didn't buy them. He came to meet them. And it's been that clear. I need a goalkeeper. United going into this season, or after last season, when Ruben Amorim handed over his report to the technical team, to the board, to everybody, it was clear that I need a goalkeeper, I need a midfielder, I need a striker, and then I need 2 number 10s. As we speak, the striker has been bought, the 2 number 10s have been bought, the goalkeeper most likely by Monday ending or Tuesday will arrive, like we saw of Baleba today. That is the first choice of the manager. Brighton are refusing, so the boy too is not committing.
Yeah.
Look, every player who wants to leave a team, if you follow transfer like I have done, once Baleba is interested in the United move, he will be playing the sort of game we saw him play today. Virtually telling them that let me go, it's 7 days away, let me go, it's 7 days, let me go. That's exactly what he's doing. Okay?
You've been talking to Baleba every day.
Oh no, but I speak, and you see, if you support a team, you have to get closer to the players.
Yeah, I feel you.
You understand? Why? I said he's Carlos Nkwemo Baleba. I'm a Baleba. You understand? I believe in the man because he gives me what I want to see.
We can give coach a whole shout.
No,
I'm a Baleba.
I'm a Baleba. So if you look at it, you see, the selection.
You are just cracking the listeners out. You should see the messages.
The selection that Ruben has gone with is a huge question he's asking of the guys. If you are not a technical man, you won't see it.
Okay.
You got so much praise in a game against you lost. Was that a fluke? Or that is actually your true character? Okay, as a coach, I want you guys to prove to me that that is your true character. So go and repeat a similar performance. That is what he has done. And believe you me, anybody who doesn't play well today, that is the end of the person. Anybody who does not play well today, especially those guys he came to meet, that will be your end.
Okay.
Mason Mount is very much aware that in the long term, Sesko comes in, he drops off.
Okay.
So if you are Mason Mount, you will want to give Amorim more headache. You can't drop me. Yes, you brought your number 9 that you said you wanted, but I have a role to play in this team. And Fulham is not an easy place to go.
At all.
What you don't want to do is to let go of the midfield and hand it over to them. They will dominate you and they will beat you good. So I understand exactly the thinking in the selection.
Okay.
I would have done something similar. If I really wanted to start with Sesko, then I would have benched one of the number 10s, push Bruno forward, and bring in Ugarte.
So between Mbeumo and Cunha?
Yes, I would have benched one of them.
Okay.
Push Bruno forward, bring Ugarte, and then take Sesko as the number 9.
All right.
That is what I would have done. But once he didn't do that, I can understand what he has done.
Okay. Well, that game will kick off at 3:30 at the Craven Cottage. But at the Hill Dixon Stadium is Everton to
Dixon.
Yeah, the Hill
D-I-C-K. Dixon. Abe.
Everton to Brighton 0.
Dickinson.
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 At the Selhurst Park is Crystal Palace 1, Forest 1. Let me just do a quick update from the.
But Gabby, just before you, if you look at Nuno Espirito, his body language.
No, this is someone.
You're not too happy with it.
I think he's gone.
No, he's gone.
He's checked out.
He's checked out.
Because that is one thing about him. He believes he's done a very good job. Targets were set for him. He met his target. Yes, it was clear that maybe they could have gone beyond the target.
But his target, he met it.
He overmet his target. Did Forest say they want to get European football at the end of last season?
No, it wasn't part of the target.
In fact,
everybody took them to go down. Yes,
and he's giving it to them. So what's the name of that owner?
Marinakis.
Evangelos
Marinakis. The way he behaved, I've never seen an owner come onto the pitch because your team threw away a 2-goal lead. They just come and set up a scene.
Hold on for me.
So with regards to him coming onto the pitch, there's this theory that he actually came on to attack the referee and was prevented by Nuno rather, because in that game
then he channeled his frustrations onto Nuno.
Yeah, so in that game this guy burst his intestine. Awoni, he met the goalpost and burst his intestine, so he was furious from that. So it's a whole mix-up, but Marinakis is a different guy, especially with how he even handles his second team, Olympiacos. Is more ruthless than what he's doing with Nottingham Forest. He's been very lenient comparing his style of ownership, what he does there, to where he does. It's very, very lenient.
Because Olympiacos is in his home country. He's Greek.
With that one, he can even sack the players themselves.
That's the Ghana Football Club owner type of behavior. That he's trying
results
to bring
don't come. I jump onto the pitch.
I'm actually surprised that when this campaign started, we didn't hear news of Premier League owners or the various stakeholders in the Premier League legislate to have stricter measures of control or some kind of punitive measures for that type of behavior, because that's completely unacceptable behavior. You cannot go onto the pitch to go and tell the coach what you think and then later try to mask it in a PR glove and tell us that you were going to check on your player who was whatever. We're not buying that. All I'm saying is that this relationship, like you're saying, I think is dead actually. The only reason why Nuno hasn't stepped down is because he probably will lose out on his compensation package. But I think that relationship is gone. I don't know when a manager has gone into a presser and said that he has a frosty relationship with his owner or board and gets a pass. It's just he's a dead man walking, literally. He is waiting for the club to pull the plug so he can take his money and ride off into the sunset. But that would be a shame, because for such a great relationship and for what he did for Nottingham Forest to come to such an end, I think it would be shameful. And you see, that's what I say. Sometimes the difference between success and failure is a very thin line, very small incident. You will be shocked that, I'm not saying it will happen or it has happened, I'm not trying to foresee anything, but if they eventually do lose Nuno, it might eventually spiral a chain of events that leads Nottingham Forest back where they don't want to go. And so I think they just need to be careful about how they handle this. He's a wonderful manager.
If you are thinking about replacing him with
Postecoglou,
that's even making
sense. Says he wants champagne football.
Champagne football. There's a prize. There's always a
prize for you.
Always a prize. Yes, the champagne football Barcelona. You see what's always happened to Barcelona. Champagne football.
Well, let me try and read some of the messages and then I'll just run you through the result from the other leagues. This one says Chelsea winning 5-1 and Arsenal winning 5-0 simply means my life is automatically in danger. Chelsea fans will seriously come for my blood like vampires. If United refuses to win this afternoon, I'm dead. In fact, we lose today, I won't go to work tomorrow. Bellyman. This one says,
if I'm the boss, I'll fire you.
No, I understand. If you see,
this one says,
Arsenal have won their game.
yeah.
Then how do you call it?
Chelsea won.
Chelsea won.
United will have to.
It's football.
This one says, I need
Vantage.
Coach Nimli's EPL top 4 prediction to the panel. Chelsea and United, which of them have a stronger team for the season? From God's Way, Hamenu at Pasa, OT region, the Republic of Football. Imagine what Arsenal would have achieved if they resolved the Aubameyang issue. Seriously, they have struggled ever since left. Boys are still talking about.
I know what he's getting at, but that ship has sailed.
Yeah, because I find it very.
I know what he's getting at. Arsenal have had genuine goal scoring issues since he left, but also they've been second multiple
That's fair,
times.
and they've actually struggled to replace or get like a striker in that mold.
And Gyökeres is in,
Yeah.
so that ship
I can understand him because Aubameyang is back at
see.
Marseille and he started off on the right foot.
Okay, this one says, good afternoon. Manchester United are the only team left in my sleep. I went through a lot yesterday, even though a Chelsea fan redeemed your image from the first match. Ayuba Halilu from Kaswa. Okay, good afternoon, Champions League. Okay, so please, we have, let me see. Have you guys? Okay, let's move on to the next. This one says Chelsea winning 5-1. I think I've read this message. Another one says, good afternoon. This my people. This is Uche from Kanishi. Be like this. Amorim thinks we go listen to the excuses of last season. I think our coach never learns. How do you play without a striker? So what's the purpose of bringing in Shesko? And our youngsters like Obi might as well look for loan moves elsewhere to get exposure and game time. Buying players were afraid to utilize. What a waste of fun. Charlie, the guy plenty. The guy. United guy frustrated. You can also join us by sending your thoughts on the WhatsApp line 0549 96996. Later, we'll activate the phone lines and you can call us on 053 96996. We are live on YouTube, City Sports JHA Channel 1 TV, and on X and also on Channel 1 TV. You can follow us there. Let me just run you through what's happening in the French Ligue 1. Lorraine, they put 4 passes. Rennes, Le Havre will play Lens at 3:15. Strasbourg take on Nantes at 3:15 same time. Toulouse will take on Brest at the same time. And 6:45 p.m. we'll see Leo taking on Monaco. For the Italian Serie A, there is Cagliari taking on Fiorentina at 4:30. Same time is Como taking on Lazio. 6:45 p.m. we'll see Atalanta taking on Pisa. Juventus are up against Parma. And for the Spanish La Liga, Osasuna currently taking on Valencia. 3 minutes played already. Real Sociedad will take on Espanyol at 5:30. Same time, Villarreal taking on Girona. And then 7:30 is Real Oviedo taking on Real Madrid in that Spanish La Liga match day 2 from the Spanish La Liga. And so that's it in regards to the Spanish La Liga. Later at 3:30, just some 25 minutes to kick off is what everybody's looking forward to at the Craven Cottage. Fulham taking on Manchester United. Just in case you missed out on the starting 11, let me bring you up to speed once again for who is starting for both teams. For Fulham, it's a 4-2-3-1 formation. Ben Leno is in post. There's a back four of Timothy Castagne, Calvin Bassey, Anderson, and Tete. Midfield 2 of Sunderberg, Lukic. In the front 4 of Iwobi, Kane, Sessegnon, and Rodrigo Muniz. For Manchester United, it's a 3-4-2-1 formation. United buying there, starting again. Lenny Yoro, Matthias de Ligt, and Luke Shaw as a back 3. Amad Diallo, Casemiro, Bruno Fernandes, Patrick Dogu, Brian Mbuemo, and Mason Mount, Matthias Cunha. So that's a front 3 that looks very fluid. It can also change. United are looking for their second win after beating Arsenal. Their first win after losing to Arsenal in that match day 1. And for Fulham, they'll be hoping to also continue that. This should be a really, really good game. On the bench, United have got Diogo Dalot, there's Fredrickson, Haven, Harry Maguire, Kobe Mainu, Andrew Onana, Benjamin Sesko, Ugarte, and Joshua Zexi. On the part of Fulham, they've got Wilson, Traore, Emil Smith Rowe, Robinson, Reed, Lecomte, there's Raul Jimenez, Cuenca, and Kaini. for Fulham in that game there. So that's it with the EPL. For United, on the part of Ruben Amorim, there's a worrying start. He suffered 15 Premier League defeats in just 28 games as a Manchester United manager. He's won 7, drawn 6. With Spurs, only the current side to have lost more games than the Red Devils since Amorim's first game in charge, so 17. But last week there was a lot of positivity around United after that last week's display against Arsenal, beating a defeat. People say United were the better side; they should have won that game, and that kind of stuff. Sedi, let me bring you in. I mean, coach has said a lot about the starting 11 for Manchester United. Just how soon do you think that Ruben Amorim looks at the stretch of games they have to play and introduces Benjamin Sesko? I say so because zero honeymoon for him. All the strikers that have come in the season have hit the ground running. João Pedro is scoring. Gyökeres yesterday scored for Arsenal. There's no time for Sesko.
I feel that when the coach believes that he's ready, he would welcome or introduce him into the starting berth or starting lineup. But it's not all the strikers who are firing. Please, Liam Delap is jumping around.
But he scored?
No, he's jumping around.
No, but has he scored or not?
He has not scored in the EPL.
Fair enough.
He has not scored in the EPL. That needs to be known. But when you talk about Sesko, Sesko has already proven that he's a goal scorer before joining Manchester United.
Okay.
He also actually wanted this particular move. He wanted out of his former club. You have come to a place where you can actually exhibit your talent. The next thing you do, like coach said, you need to understand the system. This is not like what you were playing at your former place, where you guys eventually end up playing 4-2-2-2-2. This is a different system, and it requires different things from you as a player. And for Sesko, this is a small learning curve that he's going to have to go through. But I think he would come good. With Sesko coming good, it would lead to something else happening in the United team. But for now, we'll leave it there. We know how Amorim sets up. We know that he's going to set up in a certain way. Some players need to fit in some inside forward role.
Okay.
He's got them, the 2 number 10s. Now, what happens to Bruno?
Play closer to the striker.
Yes. What happens to Bruno?
You mean where does he deploy Bruno in this system?
Exactly.
Okay.
Because over the course of the time that he has been at Manchester United, I'm talking about Amorim in this case, anytime he plays Bruno much closer to his own goalpost, we know the ramifications. It doesn't end well. So that means that Manchester United at all costs need some legs in that midfield. If not so, we are going to experience a similar situation where Manchester United went on a certain run trying to find a player to free Paul Pogba. They now need to find another player to free Bruno Fernandes.
I think Bruno is getting to the end of his United career. I don't think he'll be there for much longer. I don't see him.
Sure about that? I think this could be his last season. Because especially with
why are you saying that?
Not because he's not needed. He's needed. I won't sell him. But don't forget, he turned down £100 million move to the
Saudi Arabia.
That's what I'm speaking about. They've come again.
They've come again this
and
week.
now they've left it to whatever you are reading in that thing is not true. No, but this is why it's not true. If you read the story, they say they put him a bid.
Yeah.
You don't bid for a player you've not spoken to the player. The player will have to give the green light going back. So that story that is circling out there is never. You just read.
Sounds like a planted story from an agent.
Story. And the story is such that if he goes, then we told you. If he doesn't go, we also told you.
What I saw was that they want to approach, but they are not sure about the whole stance of what Bruno wants.
That's what I'm saying.
So they want to leave it up to like him to discuss with United if he would like to go.
That is not the story. If you want to approach and you've not approached, you don't put a story that said that a bid has been made and Man United have left the decision all to Bruno. Man United will not sell their captain with 7 days to the end of the window. You don't do that. If you're a proper football team, if I'm the one sitting on the board, I will not entertain such nonsense.
How much longer does he have on his deal?
After this season, he's left with 2 more years. Okay? 2 more years. Don't forget, he renewed it 2 seasons ago. He renewed it for option to extend by another one, which is solely upon the club.
Yeah.
Okay? So after this season, there's 2 more years for him to play. So now maybe, because I'm sure he decided not to go because of the manager, because of Ruben Amorim.
Yep.
Amorim was adamant. He's my captain. I want him to stay. I don't think we should sell him. And therefore, and Man United wouldn't have decided to sell Bruno without consulting Amorim. Okay? It's just like Real Madrid. You don't sell Vinicius Juniors or Mbappe or Rodrigo without consulting the manager. You can't do that. Okay? There's a complete difference where the tension between the player and the manager. Then that one, they are loggerheads. But there's a total organic love between Bruno and the manager. Ruben Amorim. So you don't want to break that, especially if this is a manager you want to back and support and take and make sure because this is Ineos' manager. They didn't appoint Ten Hag. They have appointed Ruben. So it is upon them to make sure
that
it works. So why would you want to jeopardize that if you want the thing to work? So that's what that thing clearly. I can't unless
he decides he wants
the people at Brighton is saying that Baliba is available, bring the money, and then the goalkeeper is available. So somebody asked me, I said, look, the only way I will say Bruno now, if
Baleba comes in,
United can bring Baleba and bring a top world-class goalkeeper.
Then you don't mind letting Bruno go?
Even that one, I will not say Bruno. I will ship up Casemiro. Bruno, if this team,
the team takes.
Minimum of 10 goals he will score.
Yeah.
Minimum of 12 or 15 assists he will give.
Or even more than.
When it takes
more than.
I'm saying minimum.
Wait.
So why would you say such a player?
Well, let's see what happens. Just some few minutes to kick off. But guys, let's quickly talk about the German Bundesliga and a bit of the Italian Serie A. With the German league, something really interesting happened yesterday. Let me just update the scores from yesterday. Leverkusen lost to Hoffenheim by 2 goals to 1. Frankfurt, you know who's the manager of Leverkusen?
Hag is back to have his 10.
Back with the bang.
Frankfurt also beat Werder Bremen by 4 goals to 1. Freiburg lost to Augsburg by 3 goals to 1. Heidenheim, they lost to Wolfsburg by 3 goals to 1. Union Berlin 2, Stuttgart 1, St. Pauli 3, Dortmund 3. I was watching this game yesterday. Dortmund took a 3-goal lead.
So you see, just before we talk, this is what I'm saying. I'm
with a Bruno conversation.
No, I'm reading a quote from Amorim. Why Sesko is on the bench? He said, "We try to imagine what would happen during the match. We need to have options to play differently. Sesko has been with us for 2 weeks. He's trying to understand everything. We need to be patient a little. We just want to win the match." So like I said, it's about
slow integration.
Waiting to see certain things that will obviously eventually that will be his position in the team.
Okay. Let's see. 0549969996. That's the WhatsApp line. I'm Gabi Ofeni, studio with Coach Christopher Nimley, Benjamin Nketia, Kelvin Edem Kai, Sedina Midwan, Bernarda Beku Ochre. For the Serie A, we had Genoa playing a goalless draw with Lecce, Napoli to Sassuolo, 0. AC Milan lost to Cremonense, AS Roma 0, Bologna 0. Guys, let's talk about the German League. Let me start off with you, Ben. I don't know which of the games you'd want to talk about. So I was watching the Dortmund game against St. Pauli, and I was shocked with what I saw. Why should I be shocked? Because it's typical of Dortmund.
So Dortmund, what was the score in that game? I was following that game for a minute, then I just tailed off. So not too surprised. I don't think that they've made any major additions that add up to the quality of their team, and that's a little disappointing for me because at one point it looked like they were on an upward trajectory. but they've blown hot and cold a little. And the other problem with Dortmund is that there's also been a lot of coaching upheaval. You know, from Terzic, now they have Kovac, so they're trying to make things work. They have essentially accepted their fate as a selling team, and I think that the moment you do that, you will get these type of results. And so I there was a time where I used to be super upset about Borussia Dortmund results, but I moved on from it when I clocked exactly what they were doing. And so look, Joe Bellingham, Marcel Sabitzer, Pascal Gross, that midfield will not compete for a Bundesliga title. Like, let's not lie to ourselves about some of these things. Jan Couto, I believe, was a Manchester City player. I don't even know if that move is a permanent one or not, but I look at this squad. This squad is light. This squad won't. This squad is
and it looks like it would happen. It would happen again after the end of the season.
Exactly.
Like, players will like grass.
More players will leave. And so I'm not too shocked at what Dortmund is doing. I think they will eventually find their level to where they need to be. What I am more worried about is Erik ten Hag and his start at Bayer Leverkusen. Now, he has essentially inherited a very depleted team. But the problem also is that nobody really cares. They are not going to give you excuses. Or they're not going to make excuses for you, because they spent some decent money. They bought Gerard Quansah from Liverpool. I believe he scored yesterday in that game, and they should have built on that lead. Some way, somehow, they let the lead slip, and then they ended up losing the game. And so I'm just disappointed because, one, he's battling a perception thing right now. No, for real. Like, when you leave Man United in the manner in which he left United, he's been going around saying that I win trophies. Well, it's your loss that I'm leaving. We might make a lot of banter out of it, but he did have a few trophies to show for it. He was decent at Ajax. United has been the only dent in his CV in recent time. Even that, he managed to get a few trophies on the table before he ran. So he will have to compete. I expect him to be able to compete with Van Gaal Company personally, but having lost some of his best players coming into the campaign, that will be difficult. But then again, that's where managers earn their salary. Managers don't always have the most ideal squads, but as much as possible, you must make do with what you have. And again, I'm looking at the lineup that they put out yesterday. He plays his typical 3-4-2-1 Erik ten Hag thing. He still has Patrick Schick. Patrick Schick is falling off a little. Robert Andrich, Alex Garcia, Alex Grimaldo. They have decent players. I look at this team, look at the bench. They bought Ernest Poku. He's Dutch. I'm sure Kurt will be digging through the papers to see if
Ernest Poku,
Ernest Poku can do a thing or two for him.
They
have Claudio Echeverri. They got him from Manchester City. So they do have decent players. And Leverkusen are always a good mix of experience,
and a bit
wonder kids and prospects. So I don't want to judge him too much now, but for his own benefits, for his own reputation's sake, he needs to get a couple of wins on the board. Because if the season goes, let's say, 5 games in and he has no win or just 1 win, your own players begin to look at you a little funny. So I think that for Ten Hag, he needs to back up.
Okay. Let's see what happens to Leverkusen and Ten Hag. Let me bring Sedi and Kelvin in. Serie A, Napoli, they picked up 3 points, and people are talking about the 2 former Manchester players again. Both ends on the part of United and City. So Scott McTominay was actually one of their key performers from last season. Started the season with a bang. That was a beautiful goal. And then Kevin De Bruyne also responded with a free kick.
Fantastic free kick.
3.4 Antonio Conte.
Yeah. I like what I'm seeing from Napoli this season. I like what I saw from them in the window heading into the season. I don't think they're a team that go out and spend as much as they've spent this summer. I think they've added to their squad nicely after winning the title. And that's their 4th title, so I think they want to...
It's more like they're always looking for players that are more like rejects at their...
Yeah, but this time they didn't go do that. Yeah. They added some real qualities to their team. Yeah, so I expect that they'll be in the thick of competing for the title again. I'm sure they'll want to retain it after the season they had. Scott McTominay, I don't think people will be surprised too much. Since he went to Napoli, he kind of looks like he feels right at home. From last season, I think he ended up winning the MVP of the league. He was Serie A MVP last season, so he wasn't just one of Napoli's best players. He was the best player in the league last season per everybody's vote. So I just think he's just picking up from where he left off. And if Napoli are going to be playing like this and they are going to like carry on in this path, I just see them to be a team that will want to keep their title. I want to see what Inter will look to do this season because of the changes that have happened at their club. Losing their manager who has been there and has done some quality work for them. But I think it will be a tasty Serie A season. For the past few seasons, the competitiveness there has really come nicely. You can see getting to the end of the league season, it's never really a one horse race. There are either 2 or 3. Last season was about 3 teams who could have possibly won the title, getting into the last 10 games of the season. So I hope to see more. But with the kind of changes that happen at Atalanta and Inter, I just see Napoli as a team
retaining the title.
Yeah, I think they will retain the title this season. I mean, it's early days, yes, but the signs seem to be there. The kind of business they've done, bringing someone like Kevin De Bruyne to is huge. I think it's been a while since they brought somebody of that experience and grandeur to their team. So it's a nice thing to see that they are building upon what they did last season.
So Conte would have to deal with a few games without Lukaku.
A few months, you should say, because Lukaku is out and they're actually looking for solutions for Lukaku. And one player they are busily looking at is going to help coach's favorite team. Yes, they are looking at Fulham. Yes, and Manchester United.
There was one other striker too. That's one other striker. I showed it to you, and when you see that signing, it just gives you an idea of what Conte wants to do. Very typical of him.
Yeah, it's very typical of him. But I think they should at least make the Rasmus-Højlund deal happen.
That works for you?
It doesn't only work for me. It provides solutions to all the parties involved. It provides solutions for Manchester United to free up space. It provides solutions for Napoli to give Højlund another try.
Okay.
To try and make it work while they are waiting for the man Lukaku to get better. And then it also gives Rasmus Højlund himself a solution to get better and prove why and tell us why he's good enough to have played for Manchester United. So it's a very difficult situation they find themselves in. They've brought in really good quality across the pitch. So far in the Serie A, the teams vying for the championship, they have been the most stable. They have funnily enough, they've been the most stable team, which is not common when it comes to the Naples-based team. No. It's something they don't like. But the likes of Inter have decided they would look for a pack to shuffle. Juventus are having their own dance around. They can't seem to get away from one single deal.
Listen, you have been charitable. And Serie A is in a major financial crisis. Like the whole league is in a major crisis. I think about 8 years ago, Juventus had some good cash in because they had won the league multiple times. They were consistently getting a cash injection. They still are decent financially compared to most teams. Napoli have made decent money because of some of the player sales they've made recently. They've won titles. They've been in the Champions League consistently, so their books are a little more stable. But you see, you look at, I always say that the real evidence of how strong a league is what your relegation and mid-table teams look like. And like we've been saying forever, right now, mid-level Premier League teams can muzzle it out with AC Milan and Juventus for players.
That's true.
You cannot say the same about the lower tier teams.
I think an example could be Sunderland going for Xhaka.
I'm telling you, on a good day, Granit Xhaka should be heading to Inter Milan or even Napoli. But Sunderland can bid and can offer him probably a better package than he will get at Napoli. And so that's the type of situation they are facing. If you look at a lot of their infrastructure, their stadia are basically crumbling. I mean, we know they have a thing for, grandeur, old, classical buildings, but they need to really find a cash injection from somewhere. Inter Milan are selling literally anything that moves if they can get it. AC Milan are doing all kinds of financial massaging, I mean, when they have the opportunity. So Serie A definitely are on the brink of something very interesting. If they don't get some kind of lucrative TV partnership deal in the next couple of years, if teams don't do something to turn around their own financial situation, it's going to be, you're going to see a lot of teams getting relegated for bad financial books, liquidation, takeovers, and that type of stuff. And so, very interesting dynamics going on there. But I like what I saw from McTominay and De Bruyne yesterday. Especially, I watched that game actually. I was watching McTominay, giving him moral support as always. I've liked. Oh no, he's a guy I like. I mean, I think
it's the official expression.
I think he was misprofiled for such a long time.
Liverpool could have bought him.
But you will sell him to us.
We sold him.
You sell him to us. It's one of those things. Look, I think that he's like Eden Riley. He's found home. Yeah. I mean, if you look at the ease with which he's doing the kind of goal he scored, it's a striker's type of finish. Gets in the box and then glances the ball into the back.
You think he's a striker? It's crazy.
We saw similar
as a striker actually,
and we saw similar moves like that at United. When at a point people actually thought that put him closer.
Ten Hag was taking him up, and I think that opened up a certain portal for him. Look, I think he can only go on to do bigger things for them. I believe Napoli will retain the title, but on a more serious, I see my good friend Mateus Cunha on my screen. Let me just quickly share a few thoughts on the United team, because kickoff is almost upon us. I like what they did in match week 1 against Arsenal, but it won't matter if you cannot convert it into wins. We like effort, but effort and praising effort is for relegation teams and mid-table teams. Man United. No, I'm serious. Man United.
Did you just do this?
No, I'm just serious. I'm not. It's not even banter. Man United they're a big team. They're a big team. On a regular day, they are the biggest team in the world. Yeah. It's arguable. So all the massaging about waiting for the coach, all those things are nice, and you want to support your coach. But the reality on the ground is that, again, if there's another draw here or there's another defeat here, United fans will be a little more disillusioned than they were last week. So you need to keep perspective of that. I like especially what I saw from Mateus Cunha. I feel like purely what I saw confirmed what I've always known about him. He's a guy who has very high standards of his own self. And you could tell from how he carried himself on the pitch, the types of runs he made, the amount of closing down he was doing. I think that this game will be negated. Like, most things cross themselves out in this game. It will come down to manager management, like which manager is doing what at what specific point in the game. I mean, Marco Silva has barely had any change to his squad. In fact, the only change they've made to this team,
I'm just seeing that they just signed one player.
Yes, they just bought a goalkeeper from Montpellier
for about 500,000.
Yep, that's the only senior signing they've made in their team. So he is playing an ultimate chess game of I can outcoach you, because he knows that he doesn't have the resources of Manchester United. Can Ruben Amorim's team show that they've grown in chemistry from last week? Can they show a little more killer instinct? And let me just read a few stats out to you from the opening game they played against Arsenal, just to put things in perspective. So they had 36.
Look at your man's face.
Obviously, he knows that this is a sign of the times. Like I said, there will be signs. They had 36 touches in the box against Arsenal. There are 7 shots on target and expected goals of 1.59. Those are all really good numbers. They need to convert that into actual goals. Like my good friend likes to say, what's he saying? So all the talk needs to stop. They need to show action on the pitch.
Well, let's see. So that game is kicking off. 3:30. United taking on Fulham. United are the visitors at the Craven Cottage. Fulham, just a bit of stats. They've just won 1 of their last 19 Premier League games against Manchester United. So it's 3 draws. They've lost 15. The last time they beat United was back in February 2024. That's the last time. United also have won just 3 of their last 23 Premier League away games against London side. So drawn 5, they've lost 15. Though all those victories have come against Fulham. So like Ben put it, they'll need to put up a good shift today, and also take into consideration that they get that 3 points. Coach, just continue from where Ben left off. The trajectory that Fulham are on, not signing much, I think that has gone under the radar a bit for me, if you ask.
I don't know, but clearly they needed to strengthen the team, without a doubt. I believe that. I believe they needed to strengthen the team, because this league is such that every season it gets even more tougher, even more difficult. And what you don't want to do is to make yourself very predictable as a coach and as a manager for the fact that you want to present the same team over and over again and again.
Okay.
You have to
make some changes.
Make some changes and then get your opposing managers to be a bit uncertain as to what you will do. Because what you don't want to do is that the same players, because at this level, managers plan with players. They look at how dangerous the team is, and then you tend to counter whatever they do. That is what is done at this level. And for me, if you are a manager, then clearly you have to be able to do something properly.
Oh boy. Do you just hit the post? Who was that? Bruno Fernandes?
That was Casemiro.
He should be scoring.
But the play was good.
Yeah, that was
Patrick Dogu. That's a brilliant
that's some
play.
nice movement. United really seem to be piling the pressure on Fulham.
Because you were making a point.
They have to start early, and I'm impressed with the start they've given. Very, very intense start from Manchester United. So, like I'm saying, look, it is shocking to all of us here why Fulham did not strengthen their team.
It was Matheus Cunha.
Yeah, Matheus Cunha. Yeah. That was a brilliant finish. If only it has ended up in the back of the net, that would have been a goal.
I like the composure from him. Yesterday, I was listening to you. You mentioned about...
This is what I was talking about.
Semenyo. Yes.
It is not all the time that you go for power.
Yeah.
There are times where all you want to do is to caress the ball into the back of the net. And
like what Cole Palmer does.
Exactly. This was a perfect example of a player seeing the gap, not necessarily going for power, but believe that all he could do is to actually get a ball to be pick a spot and go for it. And that was exactly what he did.
Well, let me just update the some games have also kicked off at the other leagues. For the French Liga, Le Havre are taking on Lens. Lens have taken up a 1-goal lead against Le Havre. Strasbourg are taking on Nantes goalless. Toulouse-Brest goalless. 6:45 will taking on Monaco. For the Bundesliga, Borussia Mönchengladbach goalless. Hamburger SV also goalless in that game. So these are some of the games that have kicked off, together with United's game against Fulham at the Craven Cottage. 4 minutes played from that game. United started on the front foot looking to get that first goal, but unfortunately that would not enter the net. Matheus Cunha with that hits. Let me just update. I'll bring our listeners up to speed with the starting 11 just in case they have messed up. Buying there, Euro, Delete, Shaw, Dogu, Fernandes, Casemiro, Amad Diallo, Mounts, Mbuemo, Matheus Cunha starting for United. For Fulham, they've got Rodrigo, Iwobi, Kane, Sassignon, Lukic, Berg, Castagne, Calvin, Bassi, Anderson, Tete, and Lenyo on the part of Fulham. Adam, what are you expecting though?
I'm expecting a very difficult game. Fulham are not an easy team to break down. I like how United are moving the ball very, very quickly in the early parts of the game. If you want to beat a team like Fulham, you have to do things like that because their coach is super organized with the way he sets up the team. You have to play the ball, quick 1-2s, try and move players into space and release people who can take on players and get chances in the box.
Yeah.
So I think it's a bright start from United the way they are taking the game to Fulham. I like to see more of the same and see whether Fulham too can maybe grow into the game on their own. What they do with the ball when they do get it, because I expect United to have the ball most of the time in the game. So far bright start from United, but I don't expect them to have it easy against Fulham. I expect Fulham to show their personality in the game as the game grows.
Seri?
Well, for me, I am very particular on one player in the game. It's all rosy when we all talk about United.
Who is that?
I'm King for Fulham. I'm really particular about him because
talented player.
What's it about him?
Very talented.
Very talented player. For someone to be able to bench Smith Rowe, it's no joke. It's no joke. He's one of the talents I'm really looking out for this season. But we'll see what happens with this particular Fulham team. I've not been impressed by they not choosing to add. Maybe they've not seen the right players to add. It's a difficult conversation. But once the coach is happy, who are we to complain? We can only criticize. So let's see what he's able to do against the big guns. And he's one coach that's Marco Silva. He's one coach that is able to come up and beat certain big teams and make it difficult for them.
Okay, so Fulham taking on Manchester United 6 minutes, together with some other games from the French Liga, the Spanish La Liga, German Bundesliga. The Italian Serie A games will kick off at 4:30. I'm sure Adam will be keeping tabs on Madrid, how they perform today.
Oh, me, I want my I know you bought it.
Your people will bottle it.
No, they can do whatever they want to do. It's up to them.
No, you have bought it.
No, I'm not bought it. I've won my game. I'm cool. Like, you understand? I'm. It's my other team I'm interested in. Monday nights. I need St. Jesus Park.
That should be a good game.
Yeah,
Liverpool,
other team
Newcastle.
I'm interested in.
That game is going to be
that game is going to be very, 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 very tasty. That's the game I'm looking out for.
I'll be surprised if we get red cards in those.
Oh, it's going to look. Yeah. Did you see the aspect that Newcastle posted?
You mean it's more? It's
more
than football.
The player on the flyers, Joe Linton. They are coming to physically bully people that day.
And Newcastle have actually got it, especially in the middle.
Yesterday there was a texter who sent a message that said that he's already feeling sorry for Florent Verts. And I was like, come on, man, the game hasn't even started yet.
No, they are going to make him feel it in
a new point.
They are going to make him feel it in his bones.
He's going to be welcome into the EPL properly tomorrow at the St. James's.
Well, that game is later Monday Night Football at the St. James's Park. Let's take a quick break. When we come back, there's more talk for you. The Republic of Football, 97.3. I'm Gabi Ofe. We're back soon.
We take it on a diplomatic turn this week on the Upside Down Show. Frema Edunyame and Nanatufo Boate sit with the Israeli ambassador to Ghana, Sierra Leone and Liberia, His Excellency Roy Gillard, who shares with us some insights into his life, including settling the Jollof War.
For the past 12 months, what have you been eating?
Jollof.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. That's my favorite.
And is Ghana getting a free visa to Israel soon? Here is his response.
There is here an issue that we are ironing with your government, and when this issue will be solved, we might have a policy of no visas. But I don't see it coming in the very near future.
The Century Band comes through with some sweet spiritual tunes to complement the night.
I don't wanna wait for you, no. Cause if someone is here,
so, join us this Sunday at 7 p.m. prompt, only on Channel 1 TV for the Upside Down Show.
Looking for a one-stop shopping destination for all things made in Ghana? Eager to experience a remarkable fair that showcases the richness, creativity, and innovation behind Ghanaian products and services? Then get ready for the This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. The This is Ghana Exhibition highlights the brilliance of Ghanaian entrepreneurs, artisans, and businesses who continue to shape the narrative of homegrown excellence. This is Ghana's biggest trade fair and exhibition, bringing together SMEs, startups, startups, research and manufacturing sectors, indigenous corporate bodies, and local creatives in one exciting space. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025. Come explore, engage, and be inspired by the businesses and brands that are redefining Made in Ghana across every sector. The dates, Saturday the 6th and Sunday the 7th of September 2025. Time is 10 a.m. through to 5 p.m. each day. The venue is the A4 Sutherland Children's Park. For enquiries or participation details, call us on 0205 973 973. The This is Ghana Exhibition 2025 is powered by Channel 1 TV and 97.3 City FM and is proudly sponsored by MTN, EcoBank, Side Hustle by EK Brand Consult, Ghana Enterprises Agency, Ghana Export Promotion Authority, and Ghana Exim Bank, and is supported by Twillium Industrial Company Limited and Build Financial Technologies.
Harmony in the kitchen begins with harmony in the soul. And my guest, Fifi Flawless, is a musician. And what did they say? Music is food for what? For the soul. And so the philosophy is complete.
I'm going to be preparing yams and garden next year.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joined the orchestra and then you met like-minded people.
Yes. So that was
after secondary school, you didn't want to.
Yeah, I didn't want to just go into anything. I just wanted to continue with the instrument. So it was there I met AJ Fannin.
Okay, so that means you started learning the instrument. Even was it when you were in high school or before you went to high school?
So I was introduced to it when I was in high school.
Okay.
I mean, this is a really nice package.
It's really cool, isn't it?
It's really nice.
And I like the way they've done like the small sachets. So
yeah,
everything in one. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I am falling in love with you?
What's Cooking is brought to you by Tasty Tom and Lily Rice.
100%. He says, Namesay Namwa says, we are live. Another one says, United over 1.5. He comes back to say, Matthias Acuna to score. I'm waiting for Chris Wood to get on the score sheet. Well, Wood did not score, right? He did not score. Kobina Mafo says, Brighton have been very wasteful, but Everton has played very well. Good win for them at their new stadium. 2 assists for Grealish. Okay. Says Onana is on the bench, all right. Says, I am a baleba. Are you a baleba? With laughing with coach your people. This one says, Seram says, yeah, that's from Seram. Says, I'm a baleba. This one says, okay, I can't read this. Early Original says, Manchester United 6, Fulham 1. Yeah, baby from Afenia. Okay. Seram says, United 10. Come back to say, glory. Okay. Sweet Kwame says, Grealish is cooking. Everton beating Baleba team. They are waiting for Amorim football. Sami from Winneba. Okay. We can't read this. Wilson Club says, Amorim is just another Ten Hag with her. Oh. Okay. Wilson Club comes back to say, Ten Hag will definitely relegate Leverkusen. Sweet Kwame says, Grealish with 2 assists. Everton cooked Baleba team. Okay. Says, AC Milan is just a funny club, reacting to AC Milan's loss. Karim Yeboah says, when you say Manchester United are the biggest club in the world, is it by trophies, fan base, cash, all of them? Okay, we'll get into that argument. Sweet Kwame says, heat. Okay. Where is the Haaland and Gyökeres comparison? Oh, it's just match day 2, bro. Sweet Kwame. Okay. Ahiaku Jonah says, I like the way United is playing so far. Very composed. Okay. Starting Sheki and Mamouche is a no-no. Okay. So that's it with regards to Manchester City's loss against Spurs. That final message from that game is the Republic of Football. You can follow us on YouTube, City Sports JHA. On radio, if you're listening, it's 97.3. I'm Gabi Off. I've got Coach Christopher Nimley in studio, Bernard Abeku-Watry, Sedin Ahmed Mont, Kelvin Edem Kai, Auswan. United taking on Manchester. Oh, what am I saying? Fulham taking on Manchester United. It's goalless at the Craven Cottage. Guys, forgive me. You can send in your thoughts on the WhatsApp line as well, 054996 996. Let me see if we have some more messages so we can read them now. Get to Bernard on what he's expecting. This one says, good day, guys. Great analysis from all the panelists. Hope you guys went to church. Yeah, I'm Anasha. I don't know about Bernard and Sedi and Coach. Okay, Coach went to church. Yeah.
Must you always tell us you're Anasha?
No, I have to let my listeners know that I'm Anasha.
So the days that you're on TV when church is going on,
then they know that I am working for God in the country.
You continue.
It says strikers like Ekitike, Haaland, Gyökeres, and Pedro have started scoring. You say the lap. Liverpool to trust niggas on Monday and snatch Isak from them after. As for Arsenal and Chelsea, it's just premature ejaculation. Liverpool to defend the EPO from Benghazi from Ablekuma Oduman. Okay. All right. This one says, we have a big striker that is fit. Why play a false 9 when you have a big 9, Shesko? Let him lose the match first, and then I'll write a letter to make them sack him playing football. That's okay. Rasmus Højlund is a player who can't break and stop moving past. The Napoli faithfuls don't want him. Aputo. Coach Nimli cries better than him. Hey, Charlie. From Paul. I know you guys want to react. Just hold on for me. This one says, how much money? Okay, please. How much money is that? Okay, let me move on. Hey, Charlie, this message here years ago. No, let me read it. It says that live football commentary on radio. Mr. Mbenyenga, good afternoon. How we change? Okay, all right. Thank you so much. So the final updates from the EPL for today's fixtures: Fulham are taking on Manchester United. It's goalless. 80 minutes played at the Craven Cottage. Let me take you to Germany, where let's do France first. Le Havre taking on Lyon. 34 minutes. Strasbourg also taking on Nantes. 35 minutes played there. Toulouse goalless between Brest. For the German Bundesliga, it's goalless between Mönchengladbach and Hamburger SV. For the Italian Serie A, 4:30 the games will kick off. Cagliari will take on Fiorentina. Como is up against Lazio. Atalanta taking on Pisa at 6:45, and at the same time we'll see Juventus up against Parma in that game. For the La Liga, Osasuna have taken a lead against Valencia. Valencia are down with a red card, 1 man out. Real Sociedad at 5:30 will take on Espanyol. Same time we'll see Villarreal taking on Girona. And then Real Oviedo are up against Real Madrid at 7 p.m. We'll talk a bit more about the Madrid conversation. Let me start off with Sedi on Real Madrid this season. Did you follow their first game?
Yeah, and like I put out an expose yesterday. Yeah. It looks like the Spanish referees want to take the crown of controversy from the English referees this season.
What did you see yesterday?
Not only yesterday. So yesterday, yesterday I put out that tweet because of certain calls in the Barcelona game.
Yeah.
Okay, there was a certain foul that should have been a penalty. It didn't happen. In the first game of Barcelona, their second goal, obviously there was a head injury. A player was on the turf holding the head. It should be stopped.
Yeah.
Yesterday,
play to continue.
Even yesterday in the EPL, something similar happened and it was stopped. Do you understand? And then there was a tackle from behind from Rafinha that was also overlooked. That could have been a straight red, but it was also just given a yellow. No problem. Now you come to the Madrid game and you have a player slipping off the foot of another player and it gets taken as a penalty. It's dicey. It's dicey for me with regards to officiating this season from the La Liga. But to talk about Madrid themselves, let me just say a couple of Madrid fans are happy with what they are seeing from their club.
After just one game?
Yes. They wanted to see a lot of fluidity with regards to player movement, you know, and position movement as well. One fan saw me and was happy that you know, now they are getting inversions
from Xabi Alonso,
and people are moving in certain directions, and I go like, calm down.
He see them is smiling.
Calm down. Listen, you still haven't sorted out the major problem of the team,
which is
you need a great passer in
the ball.
in that midfield.
In that midfield, okay.
You need someone who I would call a mini controller. Take the ball, look left, you are moving into space, I make you move.
You mean cruise control?
Exactly.
Oh, Gabi,
you understand?
They've not replaced Tony Cruz. That's the real problem in the team.
You find a Cruz regen. You understand?
In who?
You can find.
Okay, you can find.
You can find a Cruz regen. You see, if you feel that Enzo is the one you want, Chelsea say they want 150.
Okay, so for context sake, right, the last midfield three in that first game they played.
Yeah.
They went with Valverde, Tchouaméni, and is it Adagula? Yeah, Adagula.
And the funny thing is, you know what Tchouaméni was doing? When they are building up from the back, the two defenders split, the two central defenders split, and Tchouaméni now comes back to drop into, and then you get their laterals getting into midfield. That was what they were just happy about, and also saw a lot of long passes from Dean Huijsen, which was really, really good, but it could not count at the end of the day. He was given accurate long balls, very, very good long ball passes from Dean Huijsen in that game. More to come from him, yes, but they need to find a way to deal with the great passer in midfield problem.
Okay.
If they are going to try as much as possible to turn Adagula into that kind of player, then it might work for them.
I think that's what Alonso is trying to do. Trying to, because
Gula,
from what I know Gula to be, Gula is a 10 or a right winger.
Yeah.
But he can play deeper if you need him to, and I think Xabi Alonso is trying to hone those skills for it to benefit the team. So the inclusion of Dean Huijsen to their team is actually a very important signing, because he's kind of bridging the gap that someone like Tony Cruz would have if he was there, because
he's more very comfortable with traveling with the ball.
Because they don't have a midfielder who can do that for them and distribute and keep the passing tempo of the game the way they need it. Huijsen kind of compensates a little for that, because he has little to no angle bias, because he can use both of his feet to pass the ball. So it kind of helps them, because left foot, right foot.
It means that Militao would have to be up and running, because I look at Huijsen's heat map. And this is from they put it together from what he was in at Bournemouth.
Yeah.
And even with pre-season, if you allow him, he covers a lot of ground. And that's Militao's. He now has to cover that space that Huijsen has left.
Yeah.
Because he's doing what you are saying, doing the job that if they had somebody in midfield who would be doing, and that means that teams would counter on that or rely on that, explore that space.
Yeah, because he'll be moving. Real Madrid have a lot of work to do this season. It's aside the coach change, there are a lot of things in the team that they have to sort out to ensure that everybody is on the same page. I don't think they've sorted out that forward issue with their three left wingers and what they are going to do about them. I think even in the number 10 area with Bellingham, and now what is happening with Arda Güler's position kind of being changed, some things to change there. So I just feel like there are a lot of things that they'll have to settle on before their season can really, really kick off.
Happy with Trent so far?
I think he can do better, but I can't blame him too much because of the amount of things that need work on in the team.
Okay.
I feel like you can't be too harsh on him, because the team is still trying to settle. They've added some players to the team. A new manager has come in who doesn't play anything like what their old manager used to play like. He kind of has his own way of doing things, and they are trying to get up to speed with what he's doing too. So I don't want to be too harsh on Trent. He is a quality player. We know that when he has the opportunity to pick a pass, when he has the opportunity to cross the ball and put good balls into that area, he does it well. But he will need to understand what Xabi Alonso wants from him in this particular team, because this is not a Jurgen Klopp team that he can do the things he was doing with Robo. Like the dynamics of the way he plays in the squad will have to change because of what Xabi Alonso will want for him. So I just feel like it's too early yet to say that he's not doing well. I think he's been okay so far, but Real Madrid will need to get better as a unit, get better as a team. And I think the qualities of some of these players that they've added will come to the fore.
Okay.
But
to
add to the Trent bit, I feel they should exploit his great sides. That's his passing. You are looking for someone to get
very
into.
Good passer of the ball. Has got great vision too as well.
Excellent. So it's now turned that you just need to make sure what's his name, Carreras does not bump forward. He comes back and sits in that defense, so that it's now a 3-man defense. You've got a central person who can string those long passes. You've got Tchouaméni in front of them. You now double it up by adding more bodies into midfield, including Trent Alexander-Arnold, to be able to pick up those passes for the likes of Gula, who will now be set free and be running.
Okay.
Vinicius, who would also be running, and certainly Brahim Diaz and Mbappe, they will all be running. So for someone to be given those eye of the needle passes, visionary passes, I think for now, since they can't seem to find a solution on the transfer market to that particular problem, they need to find a solution within, and that would be to invert the man Trent Alexander-Arnold for now.
Okay. Let's get back to the EPL. 28 minutes played between Fulham and Manchester United, and you should see Coach and Bernard. They are looking like Amorim on the touchline.
The game is ongoing.
Before that, there was a texter who said he loves the fancy combo between you and Bernard.
That's what he likes.
Because you've been monitoring the game.
Yeah, I've been monitoring the game.
What has caught your attention?
I think if you look at the two teams, they are all very, very careful. Overly careful not to concede the first goal.
Okay.
That is what is happening here. It's like both teams feel that if I concede first, I'm gone. And that is the problem here. So it is going to stay very cagey. I think what Man United is lacking is a ball progressor from midfield.
Okay.
Because if you look at the system, it's like Matheus Cunha and Brian Mbeumo are interchanging, because one of them, like you can see as at now, Brian Mbeumo is the closest up front, so he's more or less playing as a number 9 now. Okay. So with Bruno and Casemiro in midfield. But if you look at what is actually happening, Fulham have now calmed themselves down. Man United had a blistering start, and Fulham was a bit slow, and at that moment, or during that first 10 minutes of the game, you expected Man United actually should have taken the lead. Matheus Cunha in particular hit the post. There was a ball long from Bayende where he controlled. All he needed to do was to put the ball in the back of the. He hit the target though, but the goalkeeper made the save, and you want to credit the Fulham goalkeeper. He was well positioned, and if you look at the technique exhibited by Cunha, he did everything right but score. But if you look at the save too, you have to credit the goalkeeper that was indeed a very, very good and a solid save. Look at these players. That would have been a complete giveaway. Two players on the part of Fulham not being able to communicate properly, and for me, that would have been a suicide. If
why do I think Fulham are looking very very physical?
They have to be. They have to be. If you look at this Manchester United team, at least now it's a bit better. There is Mbeumo, there is Cunha. These are not players you can easily brush off the ball. Last season it was Garnacho. The slightest touch on him, he's gone. So what you need to do if you are Fulham is to make sure that you don't give these guys time on the ball, because look, take it or leave it. Matheus Cunha have shown that if he gets the time on the ball, he's going to punish. But the problem with Man United here is that you can clearly see, I don't know whether that is the game plan from Amorim. They've decided not to press Fulham high up the pitch. Yeah. When Fulham gets the ball, they tend to retrieve into a middle block and start the pressing from the middle block, as you can see currently. Fulham have the ball. But if you are doing that, then on the transition, you need to be spot on. That is the problem. Because when they win the ball, it's like immediately Fulham tend to win the ball off them. And the problem is that Casemiro is playing one-time passing. You see, and if you go one time, then what it then means is that you have to get it right. But if you are just touching the ball once, You may get it right when you are usually passing it backwards, but when you are going normally forward with the forward passing, it's a bit difficult to execute the plan correctly.
Okay.
And if you see all his forward passing ball, that if he had taken that extra touch, I think he would have gotten the passes right. Look at where Konya had to drop.
Yeah, very
you
deep.
Understand what
very deep.
He's come very deep because nobody's able to progress the ball towards him. He's one of the number 10s. He and Brian Mbuemo. So that's Mbuemo now with the ball, and very good. Clearly, when you get the ball to them, they know what to do with the ball. These are talented, good players. Look at that pass.
That's a nice flick. Cut. This should be a goal.
Well, goalless.
That
Fulham
happened.
0, Manchester United 0.
That happened because Cunha dropped it, picked up the ball, progressed it, took it from Bruno, gave it to Bruno, and then look at the pass from Bruno there. So that is the beauty of the team. That is why they need another midfielder who is the believer, who will progress the ball,
and a believer.
Who will ensure, and a believer as well. You understand? I don't know no more. The Brighton people, I don't know why they are misbehaving.
Well, let me add some stats to coach's analysis for 32 minutes. Let me start off with the XG. It's in favor of Manchester United, who've got 0.52 to that of Brighton, who've got 0.33. Fulham. I said Brighton, right? Fulham, sorry. For the shots, it's 5 apiece. Shots on target, 2 apiece, same. Total touches inside the possession box. United have got 10 and Fulham have got 7 after 32 minutes. Yeah, so that's it. I'm sure United will be hoping that these numbers will turn into something significant. That's the point Ben raised early on. You can send your thoughts on the WhatsApp line 054996 somewhere around 4:30. Phone lines will be activated. It's now 4:03, so you can write the phone numbers down: 0539 986 996, 0549 986 996. I'll not be too surprised if we have like 90% of our callers from Chelsea after what they did.
No, when you perform like that, the fans want to talk.
Yeah, what's talk? What did they do?
See the Arsenal fans after the Arsenal fans are already saying that the league is in their bag after the Leeds win. So
it was just
you beat a newly promoted side 5. It's good you beat the team 5, but that does not mean the league is in their bag.
It's just match day 2.
They didn't have a striker. They've gotten a striker now.
Let me bring Bernard Abeku train. He's a big fan of Shesko. Are you missing him already?
No, you like the coach rightly explained. It's just 2 weeks. It will take time, and I mean he needs to understand the league. He scored goals, yes, but this is a new. This league has the ability to frustrate you at a point as a striker. We've seen that in Darwin Núñez, and he never came back, or he never resurrected from that, and it leaves a lot of questions,
who is doing what in the box? But now just hold on for me.
Kelvin Bassey is having a wrestling match with Mason Mount.
Who is he trying? Mason Mount.
That's Mason Mount.
I think that looks like a penalty.
No, come on, he grabbed him like.
Charlie, what's this?
That's a penalty.
That's a wrestling move, bro.
Yeah, that'd be real Mysterio kind of.
You want too much wrestling? It's okay.
Way too much wrestling.
That's true. So you don't do a real Mysterio in a football game. Especially in that area with your experience in a game, you don't do things like this.
Charlie, United. Somebody said what? Early original. United 6, Fulham 1.
Yeah.
Fulham don't concede plays goals like that too.
But we need to.
That is one of Marco Silva trump card.
Yeah,
his teams are not easily beaten like that.
Is that a penalty?
No, I'm not sure he'll give it. Oh, he's giving it.
No, he should give that.
Hey, what is it?
Right now, the referees have been doing music for you.
Now you have to explain
You need to explain the situation.
You have to explain it to the people there. Yeah, so that's what he's saying.
Before he tells what it is.
That's a penalty. That's a penalty.
Right. So Bassey, I don't know the sense in what he was doing.
But I don't know why you guys are surprised. Bassey is known for these kind of things, though.
No, but it also brings to question the consistency of such decisions. Last weekend, in the same United Arsenal game, there were wrestling games going on.
The referee ignored.
That one included Matthias Cunha.
Look at that.
Like, how do you do this? Like, it's not rugby.
And you see what makes it
Mason Mount, he's not going to win the ball off you.
That's what I was saying. What makes it very funny is that the ball is not even
in the area.
You're already holding him and just throwing him down.
Look at your height and look at that of Mason Mount.
Not even the height, look at his physique.
And look at your physique.
Like, come on. Like,
you see, the time you come over here.
Sometimes some of the things when the players do it, you are begging for a penalty. Because there's some of the things like something like this. There's no referee who sees this on the footage and will not give the penalty. You grab him and throw him to the floor.
So it's a penalty for Manchester United. Bruno Fernandes.
Yeah. I feel we should give it to either Mbeumo or
allow.
No, but he's the penalty taker in the box.
No, he's in the team.
But you should give it to unless he's not there.
The two new forwards because they are currently running on 007.
No.
002.
No, the game is at 0-0. They have to
0-0-1.
That's secure the first go first.
The whole league, he's the best penalty taker.
Yeah.
Did you see the stats? Did you see the stats? The last
obviously.
Clean.
He's a leader.
Hopscotch
he leads the leaders, and opportunity like this.
This is a goal anyway.
Show that you are a leader.
I'll be surprised if he misses it.
It's just simple, especially when certain amount is coming from Saudi that
through the middle
decision. People are creating stuff like that.
Bruno Fernandes. He didn't hop. He didn't jump. He didn't skip. What was this?
What happened to all the regular things he does before a kick?
I don't know.
Come on. This is a it reminds me
so
of...
there was one thing that I wanted to talk about.
No, I'm really surprised.
The bit of the United final front, the last bit of the department of the team. I feel they are a bit in a rush to get the ball at the back of the net. The opportunity that Cunha had.
No, that's a poor technique.
What you think? Bruno of all people.
Yeah,
he didn't even hit the target.
Yeah, super surprised.
That was very bad. That was extremely very, very bad.
They attackers.
They're in a rush.
They're in a ruch to get the ball to the back of the net, into the back of the net, and I feel it's really. Not painted the picture well. They should stay calm, especially in the 18 or in front of goal and get the goals. It's just one goal that will unlock all of what they want to do this season because they've done that in pre-season, remember. So I mean, it takes time, but they should be very calm. I feel in defense they defend in sixes. If United are without the ball and Fulham are in the half of United, you see 6 players in the United half trying to.
I can't believe my eyes still
shield the ball. Off the area.
I don't know if you see it. I'm in shock.
Don't be surprised it happened. The moment you abandon what you believe in,
or
what you are used to doing, normally that is what happens. You've got your star. Stick to your star. This is the second time I've seen him
kick a penalty
do
like
this. The first one, you remember, was against Villa when Ronaldo came. If you remember, Man United had the penalty and he was torn between let me give it to Ronaldo, Ronaldo. Then he blasted it. And since then, Ronaldo took over. So it was Ronaldo until Ronaldo left. Then he took over again. This is the second time I've seen him.
I've not seen him take a kick like that in a while.
This is the second time.
I feel they are looking for anything.
A comment says terrible awareness.
Anything. Look, Bendir has been excellent. It's like we've taken our eye off Bendir for a second. There was one ball that came in that he used his leg to stop that, turned into a pass for who was on the right hand side. I think Euro or something. I think he's gotten his aerial abilities right, decision right in this game, and he has just been excellent in the first 10
No.
He was aware.
That was a bad simple ball.
Maybe 1 out of 4.
You see, a Manchester United goalkeeper cannot do all the right things
100%
and be prone to elementary errors. You understand?
That's factual. But I agree. The kind of tension that has come on the United goalkeeping department for a minute has been alarming.
The moment the referee, I don't know whether it was the referee that put him off. He put the ball down. The referee bumped into him, and then he went back to change. And then no,
I think it was the referee was just being cautious of encroachment, not to
You see, I understand. There are times you go for power, but if you are going for power, a player of this quality, you should be able to hit that. The way he played the ball, if
is that another penalty?
If no target, he scores.
That's true.
Oh, look at Bayende.
This is his problem.
Look at it. A similar thing from last week.
This is his problem.
So Muniz, just watch him. Watch him.
Muniz should be getting to that.
Which just blocks him off.
No, look.
He's rather on the floor.
He as a goalkeeper should be communicating as well. This is similar to what happened at Arsenal.
Look at that.
Clearly, there was an offensive player in front of him, and it's dangerous because a little shove.
I don't find him very commanding in his area at all.
No, that's why he's a second choice goalkeeper.
If you are coming, you come
to understand that.
If you are coming, you make sure you are coming to.
We all know.
Have a proper feel on the ball.
Well, just a quick update from the other games. It's halftime. The French Ligue 1, 3 games are on halftime. Le Havre and Lens is 2-1 in favor of Lens. Strasbourg and Nantes goalless. Toulouse and Brest goalless. For the German Bundesliga, Borussia Mönchengladbach and Hamburger SV goalless. Taking you to Spain, where 48 minutes played. Osasuna 1, Valencia 0. Valencia down with 1 man, red card in that minutes. For the United game, just a few minutes to end the first half of that game. 42 minutes. Sorry,
Superstar. But what has happened from the pen has gotten him a little confused.
You think it's unsettled him a bit?
He'll calm down.
Look. We spoke about a mistake by Ndilden amidst all the saves, or blocks he's done in post. He gets the ball. Clearly, you have the vision to lay a pass and move. But then he's caught in between two worlds. And then they pick the ball away from him. Then he had to go tackle. Then he ends up into a throw. It's still against United then. You get it? I understand it's early days yet and what have you.
You see,
in the first half, she answered that he did go and come.
Players do make mistakes. But when a goalkeeper makes mistake, it is of a very high cost.
I agree. That's where the point is.
You understand?
Yeah.
So we can have a game where, like, Bruno has just missed a penalty. If United even go on to lose the game, it will be very difficult for you to say United lost the game because of Bruno's penalty. Because look at the time of missing the penalty. There is a lot more meaning to be played. But the goalkeeper does something. Look at right behind the goalkeeper is the goalpost.
That's where the point is.
The first thing you do is go in the back of the net.
All you want, where you get your 3 points. So it's a sensitive area, I agree. But the goalkeeping department for this football club, they've been pressure for a second. So and it's the same guy who committed that error. It's the same guy the coach have trusted in this game. Exactly. And the first game was against Arsenal. That mistake will eat him up because he got an opportunity. He could have just punched that ball out of goal. You get it? So, I mean, if he's up in his game, I feel it's in the right direction to also, give it to him just as we took it off him last week to applaud.
No, he's done so well. Yeah. What I'm saying is that Bandy has done so well so far. But just at the time of you trying to praise him, he considered a sloppy corner that he should not be conceded. And that corner was what, if the Fulham player had,
if Muniz had connected to that goal,
that's a goal.
Forget Muniz scoring. Forget Muniz scoring when he starts. It's something that the Fulham team has been dealing with. If Jimenez starts, he doesn't score. Muniz comes off the bench, he scores. If Muniz starts, he doesn't score. Jimenez comes off the bench, he scores. It's so I'm not surprised he missed the chance. He has actually gone for a spectacular where he could have gone for the simple option. So it's those kind of things with the Fulham team.
Patrick Dogu. Let me read some of the messages. 05499696. This one says, guys, look at this. Chelsea do have a very good team. But as compared to the likes of Liverpool and Arsenal, it will come up to the defense and goalkeeper. That's where Arsenal and Liverpool look better. Okay. This one too says, Bernard, now that you are doing Football Republic, please echo more discussions on La Liga, and other leagues, and so that it's not all right. Sure. You are doing a great work. I think the person is struggling to differentiate between our voices, probably. This one says, good afternoon. Yesterday I saw Barca pouring what? Body and soul and spirit into the La Liga encounter with Levante to snatch a winner against the homesters. United and City need Barca's kind of commitment and determination in the EPL early this season. JB Nati from Accra. Okay. Sadie, there's somebody reacting to the discussion we're having initially about refereeing in La Liga.
Yeah.
I think Adam too can highlight that more.
It's on the low.
It's on the low.
It's on the low. It's unacceptable.
So let me read the message. It says,
look at behind there.
But Charlie, on a more serious note, Binder, since you mentioned Binder's name, you shouldn't have actually mentioned it. Because since you mentioned it, look at what he has been doing.
His problem is he does not know how to defend set pieces.
How can you not defend? As a goalkeeper, you should be able to command your area.
Coaches here, myself and coach,
that's what I'm saying.
Very familiar with
I have watched him for a minute. I don't think he's too commanding when there's a corner. He doesn't put himself in that space.
Look, it's about defensive organization, and coach will tell you, as a goalkeeper, you are the last line of defense, and you should be able to control your defenders, especially when set pieces are coming, because you see the bigger picture. It's like you are the bigger mirror reflecting everybody who is in front of you, and he should be telling players what to do. There cannot be a set piece or a corner to that extent. Then you have an attacker right in front of you. What are your other guys? They should come shield that attacker off you. So you get.
This is nobody shielding anybody. On the film.
Oh my goodness.
The moment the crosses, did you just see what we just saw? You saw that on the film.
On the film, player closer than him.
Nobody punched him. He fell down. I said, look.
You see, for